You don't drink from the poison trough either. So what do you say you stop pulling me wire and get to the fucking point? I want to work with you, Eddie, Butchie said. You do the right thing for the right reasons. I won't take their money either. I want to hurt them. I want to drive them out of Bushwick. I don't think we're enough to be rid of them. Sure, we'll get no other help. We can make their lives miserable, though, so if you're willing, Boyle, then I'm in. Much to the chagrin of the mobsters, miserable and more is exactly what the two cops made them. Together they became an ever-present nuisance to the gamblers, pimps, and drug dealers. Early on, several of their more entrenched and corrupt fellow officers tried to intervene on the gangsters' behalf. After the first few were beaten bloody in the locker room, they stopped asking. Everyone finally realized these two cops would never relent. They would just have to be avoided. The most obvious solution was no solution at all. The mob knew that killing two uniformed police officers would bring down such swift and absolute retribution, La Cosa Nostra would cease to exist. When Butchie told Eddie what he intended to do, Kern had only one question. Are we taking my car or yours? Butchie and Eddie got to the Magic Lantern in Eddie's beat-up Dodge Dart. At the trunk, they armed themselves with cut-down shotguns. Over those, they wore knee-length trench coats with pockets cut out. They entered the bar with their fingers already on the triggers beneath their coats. Butchie spotted Lilo in the back of the bar reading a racing form. He walked directly over to him. Meanwhile, Eddie spied the two Sicilian henchmen, who were Lilo's bodyguards, ensconced in the front of the bar. He brought his shotgun up and cautioned them. Right about now would be a good time to stay perfectly still, unless you want me to make it a perfect fucking condition, Eddie said. The two Zips held their hands up in compliance. Butchie walked right up to Lilo's booth and slid into the bench across from him. Gigante looked up and registered recognition, but Lilo was confused. He knew who Butchie was, he just didn't know why he was there. He was particularly curious as to why the angry cop had a shotgun pointed at his groin from across the table. You know who I am, Butchie asked? Of course I do, Lilo said. You're the Italian cop in the 83rd of 8 Italians. You work with that Irish lunatic who has my bodyguards playing Simon Says right now at the front of the bar. Close, but not exactly, Butchie corrected him. What I hate are you mafia scumbags preying on the innocent people in the neighborhood. You're like carrion picking at the flesh of a dying animal. But I'm not here on behalf of them. You got them so scared shitless they wouldn't let me help them anyway. I can't save everybody. I'm here for one family only, my own. How does this concern me, Lilo asked. This morning I straightened out one of your capos. I had to put his bodyguards in the hospital to get in to see him. I explained some new rules to him. I also treated him somewhat less cordially than he's accustomed to. I wanted you to hear about it from me. I'm not apologizing, I just want you aware of the new rules. Your life depends on you and your people adhering to them. Does it, Lilo said, smiling. So what's this new arrangement? The butcher grocers are no longer to be touched. We are not paying any one of you vermin for anything. If any of his goons or yours should come to the bakery, if so much as a window gets broken or a truck gets vandalized, I will wipe you out from the bottom to the top. I want you to understand, this is your problem now. You need to make it an edict, because if it's not upheld, you'll be the one to pay for it. What's my end in all of this? You get to live. Nothing else for my trouble? Not one other fucking thing, Butchie said. Eddie and I are going to enforce the law and no special dispensations. If your goons want to avoid our attention, they need to stop doing stupid shit when we're working. I gotta hand it to you, Butcher Grosso. You got some set of balls on you. It's not balls, Lilo. I'm mad dog batshit crazy, and I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm not afraid of jail, and I don't care if I live or die. That's bad news for you, because if you cross me on this, your survivability drops to 0. Now you need to sound off that we have an agreement, or I make a modern art masterpiece out of your guts on the wall behind you. Lilo considered his options briefly. In the end, his business acumen and instinct reasoned that giving a pass to a bake shop was an indignity which was not so hard to swallow. Lilo understood his bread and butter was the narcotics trade. In reality, he knew Butchie and Eddie were still just uniformed cops. The damage they could do with respect to the heroin racket was minimal, but Gigante needed the last word. We have a deal, he said, but you and that insane Irishman better behave. If either of you gets jammed up, the minute you're not cops anymore, I'll make grease spots in the street out of the both of you. Thanks for the heads up, Lilo, but I have faith in you. I got a funny feeling when you go down for the dirt now, I'm going to be there to tuck you in. It'll be my pleasure to send you straight to hell. Butchie and Eddie left the Magic Lantern having the agreement they came for. They went back to Bushwick to continue to treat the Bananos with the same contempt they always had.